Greetings, humans. I'm George. Welcome back to the Windmill full of corpses, and we're joined by the Afterlife dwellers, Efi, Alex from Euphrosyne. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
How are you guys?
Thank you for inviting us.
It's a pleasure to have you. I've been listening to your album quite a bunch lately. We're gonna get straight into the questions. So first of all, we need to address a paradox. So your band name, Euphrosyne. I googled, and in Greek mythology, that's the goddess of joy. You guys play black metal. Settle that for me.
Well, firstly, Euphrosyne, or in Greek is Euphrosyne, was one of three graces, was a goddess. She was the bringer of good news and stuff like this. So we really, first of all, we love the sound of the name. And a small detail is that Euphrosyne is my Christian name. I'm not a Christian, but I was baptized. We took the whole name. Then we searched for the meaning of the name, and we really liked the controversial and contradictory thing about this. So we agreed, both of us, that it was a good idea.
So it was an intentional paradox.
Yeah.
I also feel like a Christian in a battery shirt is a first.
Yeah. Real paradox, yeah.
Okay, so let's get into your music. It's my first time interviewing a black metal band, and I have to confess I never burned a church before, so hopefully I'm not too much of a poser for you guys. But you guys also played in a prog band before, and I've seen you play and do like little covers of all sorts of other stuff on social media. Your taste and your capabilities are very eclectic. Why have you settled on black metal for your main band?
The truth is, we listen many types of music, of course, and me. I listen very much black metal all the time from young age, and I like to express some feelings through black metal, with all the blast beats and the fast tempos, all the aggression it has black metal. But we have many influence. We hear very much progressive metal, progressive rock, stuff like Steven Wilson, Catatonia, Opeth, all these elements we have in our music. With black metal, we can express some specific feelings, one of the feelings we want to express. I think more the dark type of our music, and the more aggressive things we have.
Yeah, all the disharmony of the blast beats and the unique riffs of black metal. I think that it's something fundamental for us. And all the other genre is like, like salt and pepper on in the food.
And I think black metal, it gives you a big freedom. It's a style with more styles inside. I think ambient parts, melodic black metal, post black metal, and all that stuff. We don't hear much like traditional black metal. We like much bands like Gaerea, Ultra, and all that.
Grima.
Yeah.
Okay, Gaerea is the only one of those that I'm familiar with. I've seen them at this festival, actually. They killed live. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
I relate with what you guys are saying. You guys are probably the closest to traditional black metal that I actually listen to, but still not quite there. So,
yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay, now your music has, so on Bandcamp, Alex, you're credited for all the music writing, but your music also has like piano and synths and a few electronic stuff and violins, and is that stuff all you? And how much is that sampled versus like actual played instruments?
Yeah. I write almost everything, all the music, the ambient stuff, I write at my home studio. And after we gave it to our producer, Psychon, I don't play the violin. it's one of my friends, a very good violinist of Greece. But all the other stuff written by me. Yeah, and the guitars and the acoustic guitars and the pianos, all it's from me.
And it's all actual played instruments, no sampling?
Yeah. It's from VST's programs and stuff like that at PC. But it's played by me with pianos, except the violin and the saxophone we have within the ages at the first EP at Kires.
Okay, so that's before Morus.
Yeah. It's a previous EP.
All right. Then let's get into the album, and we're gonna go directly into the concept and letting everybody know what kind of heavy shit we're gonna talk about. So this is an album about the loss of your mother back in 2017, Alex, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my parents generally, and about the loss in general.
Okay. So is it like a chronological story, A to B, of that time of your life?
Not necessarily, because it describes somehow parts of the descent to the underworld and the arrival of Mother to the Valley of Asphodel. So there are some parts of refers to Greek mythology at Valley of Asphodel, Valley of White. Is where the all people go when they die in Greek mythology. And there are other parts of our songs that describes our experience at the funeral and at the final moments at the hospital. Mm-hmm. It's not in chronological, line.
Okay. Yeah. One thing I was really curious about is also on Bandcamp, the lyrics are all you, Efi, credited. So given that, Alex, this is your story, how do you guys work that out?
Actually, I was there throughout the whole incident, so it was everything that I saw and that I felt. I saw a person deteriorate and age like 10 years in just a few weeks, due to cancer. So even she wasn't my mother, I could feel that, I could see that and all the stuff. So I was like the observer that wrote down everything that she saw.
Yeah, and through me, I guess we have a very close relationship with Efi. We played music
like 10 years. 10
years now. We have a close relationship, and I imagine, and through me, she knows all the feelings and all the stuff.
Did you have to go tell her to change anything? Do you have to sign off on everything, or do you just trust?
No. Okay. No. I trust her full. Yeah.
Okay, that's really impressive.
All the logical about the project is I write the music. If it has all the other parts and the vocal lines and all the stuff, it's absolutely
the concept and
Mm-hmm. I don't tell her anything because I trust her. That's why I want to play music with her and to express all that feelings with her.
Okay, great. I had one aspect of curiosity also about the concept. You've already mentioned Asphodel. That's one title on the album, and another is Valley of White. And I read in Mythology, so Asphodel is this mythological field full of white flowers where the souls are supposedly go after they die. And you have it like once referenced in a title in English, and then you also have the name Asphodel later in the album tracklist. So is there any connection between those songs?
It's the connection, as I said, from the mythology, a Valley of White is the whole valley, and then specifically to the flower Asphodel that It's a really beautiful flower, and it was, I think, the best choice for the music.
Yeah.
But there's no actual connection with Greek mythology stuff and things like this. But we like the concept. Not we don't use any other mythological references. It's the only thing. It's,
okay. So that's the only aspect of mythology in this album. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I also that's also, I think, referenced on the album artwork, because there are the flowers on the chest of the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do that at the Christian funerals.
We throw some flowers at the funerals.
And some, how can I say it? Dead bodies, not corpses.
Yeah.
Yeah. They put on them, flowers here on the throat, like this. They have them on their hands, and then they open the casket, the coffin.
Yep.
And that's the final picture that someone can see on a Christian, funeral. That's that's what we try to describe on the lyrics, the whole experience.
Okay. Yeah, I got that feeling. Sometimes looking over the lyrics almost feels like I'm reading someone's diary.
It's kind of like this.
Okay.
That's what I try to achieve.
Okay. I wanted to get into the music videos that you've put for the first two singles, because there are some cool aspects of imagery that I thought connected to the concepts pretty well. So the first single you put out is Mitera. And okay, so in the video, the first thing that we see is like these like statues of angelic figures. Why are those in there?
Those figures are from big cemetery, Athenian cemetery, that has really beautiful art pieces there, beautiful statues.
Immense statues.
Yeah. There were a statue with a whole family that cried for the death of the father, a mother that hugs a dead boy. There were beautiful stuff like this. So we wanted to put them on our video clip. So it was like a symbolic thing for us. And yes.
I think the aesthetic of this whole cemetery,
the ghost aesthetics, I really like that. And the connection with the underworld.
Okay, you also have in the video two figures that appear, a black figure and a white figure. So what are those? Are those like parents, maybe mother and father, or what do those mean?
Well, there are a lot of aspects that someone can imagine, but we wanted to do a clean picture of death and life.
Oh, okay.
But you can see whatever you want. It's up to you. That's why we have art, and it's not direct. It's more on what do you think that it could be.
Okay, I love that you said that. So what I do when I listen to albums and watch videos is I almost treat it a bit like a puzzle. I look for things in the video and I try to figure out what they mean. And your album annoys me to death because it refuses to be a puzzle and it demands to be an experience. Like 2 songs in, I just put my phone away and Google away, and I just sit on my bed and look into the ceiling and let it happen. So, yeah.
We like that. We like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm not going to go through everything. There was one more aspect about the images in Mitera that really struck me, which is that you have Efi, these shots where you're in a bathtub, and then just as the vocals end, you kind of sink underwater, and then you switch to these images where you're just standing in front of a wall. So what's up with that? Is that also just an intuitive sensation, or did that have any message in it, anything we're supposed to see there?
Well, the act in the bathtub we wanted to have an intense feeling of suffocation that indicated the loss and all the pain that surrounds us, and we want to throw it all away.
Mm-hmm.
And the other, it was just a cold face that just describes all the lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
nothing more. We wanted something more strict, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can I tell you what that indicated to me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So first of all, the fact that happens when the vocals stop is gave me a sense of like giving up on trying to deal with something that's too heavy, and also almost a sense of drowning, because first you go underwater, and then there's also this filter over the next images that's kind of flowy like this, where it looks like you're kind of underwater. So that's what that gave me.
nice.
Yeah.
We like it.
Okay. And then funeral rites. That's a bit more simplistic, but also very impactful imagery. One thing I didn't initially have in the questions that made me curious, first of all, I think it's the four of you in the band that hold the body in the video, right?
Yeah, not all the members of the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are you holding?
Me. Yeah.
But
Okay. So you're not one of the people holding the body, or
People, what? Sorry.
so wait, you're not one of the people holding the body. You're the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
That was because it was a technical problem. We wanted a fifth person that he didn't come, so we had to do that. So I was the first that I said yes.
Okay.
I wanted to feel the whole experience from the inside.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I wanted to ask you, in that video, why do the people carrying Efi, obviously?
That's also a part of a Christian funeral.
Yeah.
And mother's Alex mother, we did it with that way. So they hold the coffin like this.
Mm-hmm.
They lead it to a big hole, and then we dig
Throw it inside.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I would have bet that those parts of the lyrics and of the video are metaphorical. I didn't think it's that extreme how you have it in Greece.
No.
That sounds rough.
Yeah. It's a straight.
a little bit. So that's why we prefer other ways to to bury someone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what I was really curious about that video is the people holding the body in the video. Why are they blindfolded?
Firstly, I got the idea from David Bowie's video clip. More specific, the Lazarus,
Okay.
the Lazarus song. And I really liked that they had he had bandages on his eyes. So I took that idea, and we did that thing on funeral rites, and we wanted by covering their eyes, we wanted the observer to focus, on the whole picture and the ceremony as an event, not on the faces of the other guys. Also, a second layer is that the eyes is like the window of our soul. So we wanted to shut it down and have a cold approach on that.
Okay, that's really cool. I really like that take on that.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's it with the music videos. Hang on, I got lost in the scrolling. The album artwork is made by a guy called Dimitris Tsortsis, and you guys seem unable to stop tagging him on social media. So
he's a good friend of us, and he's a really talented photographer and artist, generally artist.
Yeah, he's a person, I think, who can understand our vision, our aesthetics. So we completely trusted him from the first moment.
Okay.
He's maybe a bad member.
Yeah, he's the fifth member.
It's a very good friend of us.
Okay, so for the album cover, you pretty much just trusted him with it. You didn't have to give him any input.
No, we have the idea, but we trusted him about the aesthetics. The idea it's from us.
Okay.
The first idea.
Okay, cool. All right. Now I want to get a bit more into people you collaborated with, and you already mentioned Psychon from Septic Flesh.
Yeah.
Whom has done the mixing and mastering for this album. I can hear the level up from the older stuff that you did. Like it sounds more punchy, more powerful, bigger. So, how did you begin collaborating with him?
Psychon, first of all, is a great musician. He plays at one of our favorite bands in Greece, Septic Flesh. And from the first time we met her in person, we think we can work together very well. It's a very cool guy. It has very close aesthetic to us, and we heard all the work he do from production and stuff like this, and we liked very much. I think that, and he helped us with ideas of the production, the point of view, all that.
And the whole collaboration was really really good, and we tend to choose people to work with that we have a good communication.
Yeah,
and that's very important for us.
And they understand the whole idea of the project.
Yeah,
the whole aesthetic, the whole idea.
So, yeah, it seems, I get the impression from how you're answering most questions that you have a very intuitive way of working creatively. So, yeah, that cohesion with the people you work with is there all the time with visuals and with music.
It's like we like to work as a team.
Yeah. Okay.
Minds are better than two.
yes. If you can agree on something. That's why we have we will decide what we're gonna keep or not. So we are a team that we discuss things and what we want to do, and then me and Alex decide at the end of the day what we'll do from all these ideas. Man, if only I could work this well with my brother. Okay. It took us some time to do that. It wasn't so easy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It took us almost 8 years. The 2 years.
And we sound very, very lucky, of course.
Yeah.
To find those people.
Yeah, I get that feeling too. Even with people I know and with whom I've been working for a long time, you grow a little bit better and a little bit more in sync as the time goes by.
Yeah.
Okay, you've also for this album got signed to Black Lion. So tell me about that. How did that come about?
I can say about my personal aspect, we're very lucky that someone answered all the emails that we sent.
Okay.
Firstly, yes, it was really difficult because we had only one EP. So, and we only do until now lives in Greece and not abroad. So when Oliver answered us, we're like, oh, you. and from our experience, it was really great because there is someone that can help us with the promo, with the physical form. Now we have physical form CDs from Morus and guitarist. and that we couldn't do that because we needed how to say that, the barcode and all these industry things that we don't have the knowledge, firstly, and secondly, we don't really like to to do that thing. We prefer, of course, we have to do that, but we prefer to do more the
music
thing, and
dump all the admin work on someone else. We
still do things like this, but now we have a great label to do
to help us and support us.
Okay, great. We have the heaviest questions left. I wanted Alex to poke at you with a bit about your experience. So it's now been 10 and 8 years, if I remember correctly, from interviews I've read, since you've lost your parents. Why did you go back to that story after so much time to depict that through music?
But I think when you experience things like that, it takes some time to process and to able to translate it into something, to figure out how you live after this. Because I have a very good relationship with my parents, with my father and with my mother. And of course, it was a big shock. And with my father, mostly with my mother, because it's some rough time.
And it was out of the blue. And it was out of the blue.
My mother, it has cancer, and within 2 years,
she passed away.
She passed away. It takes some time to process it and to translate it into my music.
Okay. I'll take it. It makes sense that it would take that long to come to a point where you can artistically express this and keep it together. Okay. You said you had a very good relationship with them. Do you remember if you had any unresolved conflict?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm very good with that. And from both of my parents, I have a very good relationship. They are like my figures, and they are musicians both. And that inspires me very much. And to make music from young age, I studied music. I started to play violin at 7 years old, I think, and after guitar and all that stuff. And they inspire me very much. And to the album, I have music influence, and for my father especially, I wanted to give it to the album.
That's why we have also the violin, the violin, the element that it's so so strong in the album, because they were both violin. Sorry, couldn't say the word. And we wanted to be like a continuation of them.
So
and symbolism, the violin symbolism, my parents, the loss, all that.
Yeah, you took your musical legacy and put it in the music.
Exactly.
And I want to. My grandfather also, it's a very famous violinist at Greece, classical violins, and I want to take some recording of him before he passed away, because it's a grandfather.
He's old. He's 90.
He's very old.
95 years old, something like that.
And I want to take some recordings of him and to take to next album.
So your grandfather, you said, he's still alive?
Yeah,
It's
he's
95
95
years
years
old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and he could play violin until 2020, something like this.
Yeah. And
Wow,
he's still playing, but at home he doesn't give concerts and stuff like that. But he practices a lot.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You have
That
music in your
thing-
blood.
Yeah, I think I think, and for my grandfather, the violin it gives to him life, more years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Also, I wish we could also have a violin live at every gig, but
Yeah,
unfortunately, we don't have a player.
yeah.
Maybe in the future.
I hope so, because it will be really great to have the live experience.
Okay. So looking back on your experience, what advice would you have for somebody going through something similar, losing a parent?
I think that every person has such situation differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have anything specific.
Okay.
I think time heals.
Mm-hmm.
Only that. And the memory is still alive for all your life, I think. And my philosophy is when you live it, stuff like traumatic experience and all that, to turn it into art, something good for you.
Yeah.
Whatever works for
Yeah.
you, for your mental health in
Yeah.
the first place.
Yeah, to exercise all the pain, you need to put it and do something to heal yourself, like to express all the bad feelings. It could be art, it could be sports, it could be whatever it makes you feel better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the last question I had about this is with regards to afterlife. Do you think there is an afterlife, and would you prefer there to be an afterlife? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know.
Alex, speak first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it exists or not. I think we carry people with us and after they died, and I think they're always inside us. I think, and for both of my parents, they are inside me, and with the music and all the stuff, and every day I feel this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to exist or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a more nihilistic opinion.
Okay.
That it's a little, it's not so happy and bright, not so optimistic. I don't think that there is afterlife like heaven or things that all the
Religions?
all the religions. Thank you. That they say, but I think that we're part of nature, and when we die, all the small cells will become soil, and they will be recycled on nature. So, or space or something like this. So, in an optimistic way, we don't really die. We don't really die. I don't know about the soul. I don't think that we will be able to see or feel something, but we're part of nature, and that's okay. The only thing we can do as a living part of us is to reminiscing all the or our favorite people that passed away, and to do art and create stuff.
Yeah, I like that. It is nihilistic, but it's also kind of peaceful to think that the people you lost are somewhere in a tree.
Exactly, and you don't have a lot of expectations, you know, because when you have a lot of expectations, you may get disappointed.
Okay, well, thank you guys very much for joining. It was a pleasure talking to you. Before I let you go, I have one more question. This is okay. What I always tell people, I always leave for the end of the interview the questions that, unless I get an answer to, I can't sleep at night. So it's very important. So it's also kind of a heavy one. I need to know, what is the best topping that you can think of for lucumades?
I prefer honey, cinnamon, and chestnuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too. Honey.
Okay.
Honey
You guys and my mom. Yeah. All right. Well, it's been great talking to you guys. Thank you so much for joining. So
thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your invitations, and thank you so much, both of you, for the reaction videos. Really enjoy all of them.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. And my brother loves them too, obviously. And to everyone watching, Morus is out now on Black Lion Records. Check it out.